destruction. Gary Peterson, CBS News, Bahrain.
Israel's chief hostage negotiator says he still expects progress on an exchange of hostages, including Americans, held in Lebanon. But the expected release of American Joseph Sicipio today did not materialize. Bob Simon has more from Tel Aviv.
Israelis now reveal that this scene at their border with Lebanon was part of a carefully choreographed deal, and that Hezbollah has not come through with the goods. Until it does, Israelis say, the road to further releases will remain blocked. Perez the Cuellar had worked out all the steps. This stage involved the return of 9 Hezbollah bodies and the release of 51 prisoners in exchange for complete information on 2 Israeli soldiers missing since 1986. The Israelis got what they needed on one, enough information to pronounce him dead, but Hezbollah shortchanged them on the other.
I have no doubt in my mind that the information required is in their hands.
So why aren't they supplying it?
Because it seems that they want to extort some more.
Despite the impasse, Israelis believe the Iranians want to get out of the hostage business, and all they're doing now is haggling over price. The Israelis seem to be suggesting that if Hezbollah just provides a little more information about a soldier who's almost certainly dead, they will release more Shiites, and that could open doors for more of the Westerners in Lebanon. Bob Simon, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
A spokesman for Alaska's governor says another settlement has been reached with Exxon for the 1989 oil spill that fouled the waters of Prince William Sound. The spokesman says the details will be announced tomorrow. The settlement reached earlier this year was rejected by a federal judge and Alaska legislators. Still ahead on the CBS Sunday Night News, Senator Bob Kerrey of Nebraska declares his presidential candidacy tomorrow.
You want to know what I'll be doing the next 3 weeks is?
Leonard, try making a simple demand. Agnes, Arthur.
Pass the sweet and low?
Oh, very good. Arthur asserted himself.
What's that stuff?
It's the same thing.
It is not. I won't drink my coffee without sweet and low.
You're colorblind.
No, watch this. And yours too expensive.
Sweet and low. For millions of people, there's just no equal. Doctors know there's a flaw in eggs. They're high in cholesterol, and diets high in cholesterol and fat can contribute to heart disease. Fleischmann's Egg Beaters are 99% real egg with 0 cholesterol and 0 fat. Egg Beaters. Eggs without the flaw.
If you don't get to sleep, I won't get to sleep.
Nitol safely helps you fall asleep fast so you can get your Z's. Nitol or maximum strength Nitol.
Nitol will help you get your Z's.
Philippine President Corazon Aquino has apparently abandoned the idea of a nationwide referendum on the future of the U.S. naval base at Subic Bay. Today, she urged lawmakers to come up with an orderly withdrawal plan for the base. China today praised President Bush's plan to slash U.S. nuclear arsenals, but it didn't announce any similar plan of its own. Meantime, President Bush, on a second honeymoon in Georgia, is weighing the reaction from Moscow and from closer to home. Randall Pinkston has more.
As President Bush wraps up his weekend break, administration officials say they are pleased with Soviet leader Gorbachev's upbeat reaction to the plan. Now they await a more detailed response.
I don't think it's surprising that there were no specifics in his comments. This is a pretty comprehensive proposal, and to respond in 24 hours is too much to expect.
Okay.
Democrats have praised the president's initiative, but a key Senate leader questions the order for all bomber crews to stand down.
The Soviet Union is very unstable now. We don't know what group of people may be there a month from now or 6 months from now or a year from now.
And the administration continues to insist there will be no peace dividend. Officials say the president's nuclear proposal will initially add to the defense budget. And if there are eventual savings, the money will most likely go toward reducing the federal deficit, not toward funding domestic programs. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, St. Simon's Island, Georgia.
A jury in El Salvador has convicted an Army colonel for the slaying of 6 Jesuit priests and 2 others in 1989. Juan Vasquez in Miami has more now on a verdict that leaves many questions unanswered.
The verdict placed almost all the blame for the 8 killings on the shoulders of Colonel Guillermo Benavides, the man accused of ordering the slaughter. A second lieutenant was found guilty of 1 murder, But 7 soldiers accused of pulling the triggers were exonerated, even though 4 had confessed. The Bush administration quickly hailed the decision as a victory for the U.S.-supported government of President Alfredo Cristiani and the reforms he has instituted.
There are still some who think it should go further. I think he's trying to do all he can, but the change is remarkable and I think a very positive, constructive thing.
The Jesuit murders in November of 1989 aroused worldwide indignation. The 6 priests were pulled out of their quarters at a university campus in the middle of the night and executed on the spot. A housekeeper and her daughter were also killed to eliminate witnesses. The conviction of Colonel Benavides represents the first time an Army officer in El Salvador has been convicted of killing civilians. Even though they consider the verdict far from perfect, Jesuit leaders conceded it's a breakthrough. Juan Vasquez, CBS News, Miami.
Well, the 1992 cars are guzzling a lot more gas than last year's models did. The EPA says that the average 92 model car gets 27.5 miles per gallon. That's down from 27.8 last year. The Geo Metro XF1 was rated best, getting 53 miles per gallon for city driving and 59 on the highway. The Lamborghini DB132 Diablo fared the worst, getting just 9 miles per gallon in the city and 14 on the highway.
Good game, good friend.
The government is set to impose a new tax tomorrow on virtually all goods and services, and that's touched off a new political battle between the white-ruled government and the country's black leaders. Mike Sullivan in Johannesburg has more.
At a mass rally today, African National Congress President Nelson Mandela made it clear the ANC opposes the new tax as unjust and dictatorial.
This tax has been introduced without consulting us. It's taxation without representation.
The government is introducing new taxes on health care and basic foods, 2 areas the ANC says will drive millions of South Africans deeper into poverty. It was only 2 weeks ago that Mandela and President F.W. de Klerk shook hands as they signed a political peace accord. But the tax issue has put those negotiations in doubt.
Their attitude leaves the ANC in doubt concerning their real commitment to the process of bona fide negotiation ahead of us.
While granting some concessions, the government is determined to go ahead with the new tax. Mass protests like this earlier march are planned across the country tomorrow as the ANC and its allies gear up to once again challenge the government's right to run the country. Mike Sullivan for CBS News, Johannesburg.
In the Ukrainian capital of Kiev, tens of thousands of people attended a memorial service marking the 50th anniversary of the Nazi massacre at Babi Yar. More than 30,000 Jews were shot to death in a ravine outside Kiev.
In 1908, one of the favorites in the great...
Switched from Democrat to Republican. And presidential politics may get a boost out of the doldrums this week. 2 more Democrats are about to sign up to battle for their party's nomination and the honor of taking on Mr. Bush at the polls a year from November. Nebraska Senator Bob Kerrey, a Vietnam War hero, will declare his candidacy tomorrow. The governor of Arkansas, Bill Clinton, is due to announce on Thursday. They join Senator Tom Harkin of Iowa, Virginia Governor Douglas Wilder, and former Massachusetts Senator Paul Tsongas in what may be the biggest lineup of political unknowns in a long time.
Interesting, dynamic, young, inexperienced, not ready for the Pro Bowl yet.
There are a couple of better-known Democrats who still may decide to run. Reverend Jesse Jackson and former California Governor Jerry Brown. But do any of them have a prayer against George Bush?
People are looking for change. They're angry with the political system. They don't think Washington pays attention to the average people. And they're looking for new politicians, people who have a different point of view.
But a different point of view may not be enough in a field that's been described as 5 candidates for vice president.
Are they going to come across as serious enough to be president? We don't know, but I think the answer is yes. They are good politicians who make good account of themselves, but they do have to prove themselves to the people.
Still, at this point, the election is the president's to lose. The Democrats just keep hoping that domestic policy problems will catch up with Mr. Bush.
The economy keeps slipping further and further into the pit as it is now. I think Bush is going to be in trouble, and he'll be vulnerable even to a new candidate.
If the economy does keep slipping, the danger for the Democrats is that voters will blame them, the Congress, as well as the president. Political pros worry that people are fed up with all politicians. That's the CBS Sunday Night News.